On the air. Hello, high school hockey fans. Welcome to the Kare 11 Hockey Night in Minnesota Game of the Week. We're live from the Rosemount Community Center for today's matchup between the Rosemount Irish and the Lakeville North Panthers. Hi, folks. Jeff Brown on the call this afternoon. Glad to have you watching, and welcome to the pregame show. Homestanding Irish are 2-2 in the young season after going 12-14-1 a year ago. Rosemount went toe-to-toe with number 1 Minnetonka Thursday night, fell 3-2 in overtime in a hotly contested game. Lakeville North is 2-1 in the year after beating Shakopee 5-4 on Tuesday night. The Panthers went 21-7 last season. So we'll see what happens next. These two South Metro rivals go at it in an early season clash. Today's game is a bit of a matchup with two teams on different stages right now. Rosemount brought back a lot of veteran scoring talent. North is kind of starting over offensively due to graduation losses. Who makes a bigger impact, the returning players or the new guys? And it is Hockey Fights Cancer tonight at Rosemount Community Center. Sporting a Rosemount middle school student suffering from brain tumors and cancer. He's going to have daily trips to the Mayo Clinic to attempt to treat his cancer. Doctors are optimistic that they will be able to treat it. But this is a big fundraiser. Both teams wearing custom jerseys for tonight's game. Both teams also coming into this game, into the season, with minimal goaltending experience returning. So who steps up to become the team's long-term number 1 guy in net? So we'll find out those answers in a few minutes. Let's take a break and get you some coach interviews with both Ricky Sankey and Jake Taylor. We'll actually go ahead and get you those interviews during the intermissions. Let's get you the starting lineups for tonight's game. Starting in goal for Lakeville North is number 29, Van Eigner. This is his first game of the season for the Panthers. Defensively for Lakeville North, on the left side, number 6, Gavin Griffin. On the right side, number 21, Ryan Young. Forwards for North, on the left wing, number 16, Parker Schultz. On the right wing, number 22, Wyatt Albrecht. And centering the line will be number 23, Hayden Connick. Head coach for Lakeville North in his 4th season is Jake Taylor. He played collegiately at the University of Minnesota and served as an assistant coach at North for 6 years before taking over as the head man. And the assistant coaches are Tim Comboy, Isaac Berglund, and Jake Ennebeck. Now for the Rosemount Irish. Starting in goal, number 1, Tristan Fisher. For Fisher, this is his 2nd game of the season. He is 0-1 on the year. Defensively for the Irish, on the left side is senior captain number 21, Jake Toll. On the right side, number 17, Owen Durrigan. Forwards for the Irish, on the left side, number 22, Caden Haggerty. On the right wing, number 23, Caden Campbell. And centering the line, number 12, Hans Hedlund. Head coach for Rosemount is Ricky Sankey. He's in his 6th season behind the bench. He played collegiately at Bethel University. He's also served as the JV coach at both Apple Valley and Rosemount before taking on the varsity job. He's also a teacher at Rosemount High School. And we are underway. Rosemount wins the opening draw. Toll go D-to-D with Durgan. Pass up the left side. Tipped forward by Campbell. Gets caught in his skates. Tied up along the boards. Campbell poke checks it free, but Lakeville North kicks it back to the Irish blue line. Durgan will bank it off the wall, and Campbell will sweep it back into the Lakeville North zone. And it's quickly an icing call just 18 seconds into the game. No score. Assistant coaches for Rosemount are Dan Ubel, Rick Sankey, Kyle Finn, and James Sainty. Face-off coming all the way down in the Irish zone to the left of their goaltender, Tristan Fisher. And it's face-off. Quick shot. Score! Right off the draw, and it's 1-0 Lakeville North. Griffin Kranz with the wrist shot floating over the shoulder of Tristan Fisher. And an early lead for Lakeville North. A bang-bang play really quick. An early lead for Lakeville. Griffin Kranz with a wrist shot from the top of the circle, floating over the shoulder of the goaltender, Tristan Fisher. For Kranz, his team-leading 4th goal of the season for Lakeville North, and the Panthers have an early 1-0 lead. Lakeville North wins the draw at center. Rink-wide pass over to Arneson, gaining the line. Getting the line, centering it, going across the rink. Off the mark to Kranz. He'll hack it back from the net. Out in front, whacking it. Saved there by Fisher, and he finally covers it up. Couple big saves there by Tristan Fisher. That top line out for Lakeville North, getting a couple of whacks at it there, but Fisher able to cover up the rebound. Rosemount wins the draw. They'll ran around the wall, back out into the Panther zone, all the way down the rink, and another quick icing call with 16-17 to go here in the first period of play. Fans, Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Great products, people, and competitive rates. Now that's a banking hat trick. Learn more at affinityplus.org. Another face-off in the Rosemount zone, this time to Fisher's right. Clean win by Lewis into the corner, pushed up the glass, and then it rings out of play, and we'll have another face-off here in the early going of this first period. Hockey Fights Cancer Day here at Rosemount Community Center. The Kare 11 game of the week. We've got, they had both JV games, both basically been Rosemount versus Lakeville North all day. 2 JV games, girls varsity game, and we're having the boys varsity game, and then it'll be capped off by Division III collegiate game between St. John's University and Lawrence University at 7:30. Dumped back into the Rosemount zone, swung around the wall by Fisher, sent into the slot, trying to stick out towards the goal, and a quick shot there by, that goes wide. Shot from the point, that one skips wide. Back into the near side corner, pinching it from the point is Young, and it's picked up here by Toll. He'll swing it across over to Durgan. Durgan getting line with good speed. He swings and misses on a wrist shot just as he enters the zone. But he intercepts on the back check, steals the puck away, coming right back in on the attack. Durgan with a wrist shot. Save there in front by Van Eigner. Rebound cleared back behind the goal. Pushed up the near side wall and back out to center. Durgan picks it up at the red line. Gets slowed down by Schultz. Backhands it into the Panther zone. Lakeville North will go D-to-D. Pass off the mark. Ganser will dump it in for Rosemount. Back behind the Lakeville net. Into the near side corner. Play down low, deep in the zone. 2 minutes in here, 1-0 Lakeville North, less than 30 seconds into the game. Griffin Kranz with a wrist shot off a face-off, through a screen, gave the Panthers an early lead. Puck out at center, played in front of the Panther bench, kicked forward back into the Rosemount zone. Riker Sabo back to play it deep in his own end. Cross in front of the goal mouth, banks it off the wall. Nice break out there. Hansen over to Salak into the offensive zone. Ganser with a shot that's blocked out in front. And it ricochets into the corner. Ganser gets it back, leaves it back behind the net. Too far for Selleck. Rings around the wall over the near side boards. Tip back out to center. Sabo will dump it right back in. Knocked down there by Marcus Jackson for Lakeville. Long stretch pass up to Schultz. He'll dump it in into the corner. Sabo will go back to play it along the end wall deep in the Irish zone. Caden Campbell plays it off the boards. Up to Hedlund. Hans Hedlund has it poke check free in the neutral zone. Kick back into the Lakeville North end. Jacob Wolf trying to send it across, ends up going in on goal. Eigner will paddle it away. Rosemount trying to get a handle deep in the offensive end. 3 minutes in here, back out to point. Durgan with a shot that's deflected and sails out of play, and we'll have a stoppage and a face-off. Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Meta Sports League. Check out their Metabutes NFT hockey project that features a collection of 9,997 Metabutes. Learn more at metabutes.com. Face off to the left of Eigner. Controlled here, back out to Toll with a wrist shot. That's blocked down in front. Potential breakaway coming the other way. Kranz down the left side, all by himself. Kranz stick handles, backhander. That one goes wide. Gets it back, trying to sweep it out in front, but a nice job there by Durgan coming back to block that centering feed for Rosemount. Now stolen away by Kranz. Turned around, pad save there by Fisher. Griffin Kranz has had a very good first few shifts of this game. Swept across the rink. Campbell can't touch it up, and it's an icing call against Rosemount with 13:38 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Lakeville North. A lot of connections for both these teams to the colleges playing the 7:30 game later tonight. For Rosemount, 2 players, Jackson Sabo and Mason Campbell on the St. John's University roster, played for Rosemount. And one of their assistant coaches, James Sainty, played for St. John's University collegiately as well. Here is Lakeville North back out to the point. Niggling with a wrist shot that threw a bunch of traffic, knocked down in front, back behind the net. Lakeville North can't hold it in at the point underneath the skate of Young. Big burst down the right side, and there's a shot. That one goes just wide, ringing around the wall. Parker Schultz, Christian Garrity, another sharp angle shot. That one's a save by Eigner, and he holds on. Another attempt by Garrity from the left wing corner, and Eigner holds on that time. Eigner getting his first start of the season. Son of former Lakeville North head coach Trent Eigner, who was the head coach at St. Thomas Academy the last couple of seasons. Face off to Eigner's right. Moved into the slot, picked up here by the Panthers. And they'll swing it in down the left side into the offensive zone. Stopped on the net by the goaltender Fisher for Rosemount. He'll work it around the wall, tied up in the corner. Pushed up the half wall. Brought through center by Retka. He'll flip it across into the offensive zone, but delayed offside. Rosemount clears the zone. Play will continue. Going D to D here, Lakeville North out through center into the offensive zone down the left wing. They're offside at the line. 1-0 Panthers with the lead. For Lakeville, 2 former Lakeville North players, Henry and Zach Ennebeck, play for St. John's University. There's 3 players who played for Lakeville South who are also going to be in the collegiate game later today. Corey Checo and Ryan Williams for Lawrence University and Jack Olson for St. John's University all played at Lakeville South. So a lot of connections for those collegiate teams playing later tonight. Cleared back into the Rosemount zone. Slock in a foot race. Goes into the corner. Tied up down low. Pushed into the corner. Back up the wall. Brought back out to center here. Hansen gets caught from behind on the back check by Lakeville North, but neither team can handle. The puck goes into the corner. Back behind the net. Rosemount with Jake Toll. Gets it back in corner. Saucered in the front. One-timer in front. Hacking at it. There's Rosemount unable to finish it down low. Rosemount very active with their defensemen. Jake Toll was down low below the Lakeville North goal. Here is Durgan. Picks up the puck from behind his own net for the Irish. Stick handling out through center. Avoids Swanson. Gets into the offensive zone down the right side. Trying to cut towards the middle of the ice. Knocked away. Bounces into the slot. Panthers will bank it off the near side wall. Get it out to center. Clements will sweep it right back in for the Irish. Stop behind the net here by the Panthers. They'll go D to D down low. Working it back out to center. Coming down the right side into the offensive zone is Foley. Stick handles into this up high in the zone. Swept away there by the Irish defense. Coming back the other way into the offensive end here is Garrity. Drop past the point with a big drive, and that one goes wide. Taken by Lotus. And swept back into the Irish zone. Riker Sable feeds it back over to Lotus. And he'll swing it back up to the blue line. Brought back out to center. Clements pushed away, and Marcus Jackson will take control for Lakeville North. Passing the 6-minute mark here, the first period. Coming down the right side is Parker Schultz in the offensive zone. He's got some space. The wrist shot just misses the far pipe. Rings around the wall. Kept in, though, at the left point. Swept back down deep here by Ulbrich for Lakeville North. Parker Schultz with a burst of speed down the right side. Let a wrist shot go. Back into the slot with a shot that goes over the top of the net. That pass had eyes. It got through into the slot, and finally Fisher able to cover up the rebound and get the whistle. Some very good chances in close for Lakeville North here in the first half of this first period as they lead 1-0. Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by St. Cloud State University. Explore ideas, seek out unique perspectives, and embrace new challenges. Unleash possibilities. Learn more at stcloudstate.edu. Face off to Fisher's left. Albrick taking the draw for Lakeville North. Pushed up the wall, kept in at the point, but then the Irish will get control and they'll knock it back out to center. That one is going to bank off the wall, and an icing call coming here against the Irish as they trail 1-0 in the first period. Both teams kind of trying to break the ice in different ways, so to speak, this year. Lakeville North has lost to Lakeville South in the section championship each of the last 2 seasons. Meanwhile, Rosemount is just trying to get back to state. They've only made it one time back in 1992. Here's Arneson for the Panthers, down low and in the corner, back behind the net. Fighting through 2 Rosemount players, gets over to Kranz, the goal scorer. Kranz hassled by Durgan. Durgan poke checks it free for the Irish, and he'll slide it up the near side wall. Gets caught in the skates of Ganser, but Jake Toll comes in to hack it into the offensive end for the Irish. Played back behind the net by North. They'll sweep it into the corner. Long pass up the left side to Kranz. Kranz has got a little bit of room. He'll saucer it into the slot. That one hops over the stick of Jacob of Wolf and into the corner. Wolf picks it up there, though. He gets shoved out of the zone, and Hansen will pick it up for Rosemount and sweep it across the rink. Played in front of their own bench here by Nia for Lakeville. Up to Kranz. He'll gain the line. Gets a wrist shot off. An easy stick save there by Fisher. Okay, kind of slipped off the heel of the stick of Kranz. Didn't get much on that one. Irish will push it back out to center. Off the stick of Josh Toll. And it's kicked into the offensive end. Trying to chase down low here are the Irish. Deep in the offensive zone. Still trailing 1-0 after Lakeville scored less than a minute into the game. Across the rink. Sabo sent it towards the goal. Knocked down in front. Bounces around in the slot. Foley will hack it back out to center for the Panthers. Picked up here, bringing it in is Retka. Sidesteps one man, but it slips off his stick. He'll collect it in the near side corner. He'll saucer it back out to the point for Toll. Toll will dump it back in deep. Played back down low below the goal line. Fed up the middle, tipped away by a Lakeville stick, but Retka keeps it at the zone. Toll swinging it down low, trying to get it towards the goals. Garrity pops up in the midair and then swatted out of play by the Panthers with 8:51 to go here in the first period. Lakeville North still leading 1-0. One here, big drive by Toll, pad save, rebound, getting a couple whacks and save there by Eigner. Still can't keep it in, hack it into the net is. One here, big drive by Toll, pad save, rebound, getting a couple whacks and save there by Eigner. Still can't keep it in, hack it into the net. Right leg pad tight to the pipe while the Irish hacked away at it multiple times, and finally the play was whistled dead. Hegarty will take the draw for Rosemount, stripped away here by Lakeville, played along the near side boards. Brought back out to center, slips off a Lakeville stick, turned over to Durgan. He'll go across the rink, coming down the right side. Center and pad save there by Eigner on a one-timer from the slot, off the stick of Hans Hedlund, top goal scorer for Rosemount. Coming back into the slot, here's Durgan on the backhand. He's shoved off at the face-off circle. Lakeville will push it across, and they'll bank it out to center. Schultz can't play it out in the neutral zone. Hegarty will kick it into the offensive end for Rosemount. But Gavin Griffin will sweep it across and back out to center. Played at the red line. Schultz has it knocked away, couldn't pull it with him. Rosemount the other way, the 3-on-2 if they can hurry. Hegarty into the offensive zone, crisscrossing at the top of the circle. Back down low, Hegarty curls around back behind the net. Now he'll throw it back up the point for Sabo. He'll sweep it across, back over to the right point. And then shoveling it down low on the backhand are the Irish. Turned over, Schultz coming down the right side. Schultz with a shot, pad save there by Fisher, kicking it over to the far side. Hedlund will collect back behind his own net. He'll nudge it up the near side wall, back out to center. Caden Campbell in the neutral zone, trying to feed it forward to Jackson Ganser. Pass off the mark, goes into the Lakeville North end with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 Panthers with the lead. Back out to center. Puck bouncing around at the red line, gloved down by Hansen, but they're going to get whistled for a hand pass, Rosemount is. And a face-off with 7:22 to go here in the first period. Both teams coming into the season in different states. Rosemount bringing back 4 of their top 8 scorers. Meanwhile, Lakeville North lost their top 5 scorers. from last year to graduation. Both teams trying to break in a new goaltender. Nice face-off win for Lakeville North in the offensive zone. Trying to pull it to the top of the circle with a wrist shot there by Arneson. That's deflected and sails out of play, and we'll do it all over again. Face off to the right of Fisher in the Rosemount end. Pulled into the corner, pushed back behind the net. Too far there for Sabo up the near side wall. Hansen gets it free. Sabo across into the offensive zone here. Drop pass over the top of the circle. Swing and a miss there on a wrist shot from the circle. And Lakeville North will bring it back the other way. Arneson gets into the offensive zone. He's pushed off there by Hansen. Goes down to the ice. Rosemount will take control. They'll go across the rink. Headman pass back to Hansen. One-on-one. Hansen down the left side. Cutting into the corner. Gets chased down low there. Hard hit along the end wall. Hansen goes down to the ice. Solid gets it back for Rosemount. Throws it back out to the point. Durgan with a slap shot. Pad save there by Eigner. Rebound, poke check back by the net. Lakeville North into the corner. Rink-wide pass. Waiting for it on the near side is Arneson. He'll gain the line. 2-on-2. Arneson stick handling. Slides it across, trying to get it to the back door to Kranz. And pass just off the mark. And Rosemount will get it back out to center. They'll get it up to Hansen. Hansen down the left side trying to catch the Panthers on a line change. Gets spun off the puck. And it's taken control of here by Lakeville North with Brunello. Brunello with good speed out through center. Stick handling down low. He'll float it in on goal. Knocked down there by Fisher, and he's forced to cover it up and get the face-off with 6:08 to go here in the first period. 1-0. Lakeville North with the lead in the Kare 11 Game of the Week. Hockey night in Minnesota. Be sure to watch for the True Hockey Play of the Game at the conclusion of tonight's game. They'll be posted on MNHockeyTV social media platforms. Face-off to Fisher's left in the Rosemount zone. Controlled here by the Irish. Trying to bring it back out to center. Garrity gets bumped off just as he enters the zone. And Lakeville North will take possession in their own end. Here's Brunello. Pass up the right side. Schultz will flip it back out to center. Albrecht moves it to the middle of the ice. Nice job here by Lakeville to break out and get it into the offensive end. Albrecht pulls it with him. Loses it in his skates. Kicked into the slot anyways by the Panthers. And it's finally taken away by Josh Toll. He'll get it over to Durgan. Durgan caught from behind by Albrecht. Those two go hard into the sidewall. Puck just outside the Panther zone. Comes free. Garrity trying to get towards the slot. Bumped away from him into the corner of the Panther end. Worked around the wall. Lakeville will bank it off the boards, and it'll get through back out to center ice past Sabo. Working it forward back here into the offensive end are the Irish with Hegarty. Hegarty pulls it through a couple of players. Kept in, trying to get it back out to the point. Knocked away by a Lakeville stick, and Sabo has to rush back to get it. He'll sweep it back out to center, and they'll be backhanded into the Panther zone, and Eigner will cover it up and get the whistle with 5:05 to go here in the first period of play. Lakeville North still leading 1-0. Hans Hedlund taking the draw here for Rosemount. Top goal scorer from last year's team for the Irish, 14 goals. And he's tied for the team lead with 3 goals so far in the early going this season. A lot of respect between these two teams. In fact, head coach Ricky Sankey for Rosemount. There's Caden Campbell with a shot off the faceoff. Knocked down in front, bouncing around, then cleared to the near side wall by the Panthers. Kept into the point by Sabo. Actually, I'm going to say that he did not keep it in, so delayed offside. The Irish have to clear the zone. Jackson gets it across for Lakeville North, and the Panthers will fire it in. But head coach for Rosemount, Ricky Sankey, very good friends with Tim Conboy, one of the assistant coaches for Lakeville North. Trying to walk out in front, backhanding in a goal, backhander towards the net. Fisher can't see it. He's lost his goal stick. Kept in at the point here by Jackson. He'll fire it into the corner. Goaltender for the Irish has his stick back. And Sable will break it out for Rosemount. Pass off the mark, and an icing call coming here against Rosemount with 4:19 to go. Sankey and Conboy played a lot of hockey together when they were younger. Both these teams have been very competitive so far. Rosemount went toe-to-toe with number 1 Minnetonka on Thursday night, lost 3-2 in overtime. Shots were only 25-24 in favor of the Skippers. Backhander trying to get it out in front there are the Panthers. That's poke-checked away. And a whistle and a stoppage here with 4:05 to go here in the first period. Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Red Black League. Red Black Hockey, spring and fall leagues for high school boys and girls, fall leagues for bantam and peewee. Since 2014, Red Black has provided serious hockey players an opportunity to improve their game. Red Black Hockey, check them out at redblackhockey.com. Face-off coming all the way back in the Lakeville end. Controlled here by the Panthers, 2-on-2. Schultz trying to get it across to Albrecht. That pass broken up. Gets caught in the equipment of a Rosemount defenseman, Jake Toll. He's able to bank it off the glass and back into the Panther end. Lakeville North up too far there for Albrecht. Coming in to help out here, gaining the line. Poke checked away nicely, actually, by Rosemount at the blue line, knocking away from Hayden Connick. As Lakeville having some trouble breaking into the offensive end right now, but they still have a 1-0 lead with 3.5 minutes to go in the first period, and another icing call here against Rosemount. Face-off one here by Lakeville. Again, trying to face off from the top of the circle, trying to shot from off the top of the circle, off the face-off. That one was blocked in front. Centered there on a no-look backhander by Arneson. Cleared away by Rosemount. Here's Retka. He'll fire it in, cross rink. Trying to play it is Garrity. Knocked away from him, but Lewis able to help out for Rosemount. Trying to throw it back out to the point underneath the stick of Sable. Back the other way. Sticking out in front. That one goes hard. Hard hit there. Crashing into the net, into the pipe. I believe that was Griffin Kranz, and it was. He goes hard into the corner of the elbow of the Rosemount net, coming down the left wing, trying to cut into the slot. And he'll skate off under his own power after what looked originally like a very scary hit. Actually, he's going to stay in the game. So the net just has to be put back on its moorings. Irish couldn't hold it in the offensive zone. Kranz got behind the defense, came down the left side. Tried to cut to the front of the net. Was caught from behind on the back check. Ends up crashing into the goal, and he'll stay out for this next shift. Puck controlled here by Rosemount. They'll go D-to-D. Durgan swings it back over to Jake Toll. Toll hold behind the net. Back to Durgan. Long stretch pass up the left side to Campbell. Caden Campbell into the offensive zone. Leaves it down low for Hegarty. Caden Hegarty for Rosemount. Back to Campbell, back out to Hedlund. Drop pass back out to Toll. He'll send a wrist shot through, knocked down in front. Comes free here for the Panthers. They can't get it out of the zone, though. Trapped down low, saucered back out to center. Knocked down here by Hedlund. Top line out for the Irish. Played in the neutral zone, worked across the rink. Here's Kranz. He'll nudge it forward, but can't do anything with it. And back the other way, Caden Campbell down the left side. He's got some space. Campbell sticking it up front, loses the puck. Shot there, saved by Eigner. On the rebound, coming free to Hegarty. Caden Campbell came down the left side, cut the way. Caden Campbell down the left side. He's got some space. Campbell sticking it up front, loses the puck. Shot there, saved by Eigner. On the rebound, coming free to Hegarty. And a big save by Eigner to keep Lakeville North in front 1-0. 2:18 to go here in the first period. Face-off coming to the left of the Panther goal. And then Solix kicked out of the dot for Rosemount. And Lakeville 2-on-2. They'll bring it out down the right side into the offensive end is Swanson. Down the right side, back behind the net, battling with Sabo into the corner. Taken away here by the Irish. They'll float it back out to center, bouncing around there, kicking it into the offensive zone is Ganzer. Turn around and hack it towards the net, but a whistle and an offside call with 2 minutes to go here in the period. Last year, Rosemount struggled offensively in the first period. They were outscored 27-20 in the first period last year. They had a plus 15 goal differential the rest of the way last season, 68-53. In fact, only 13 Class 2A teams scored fewer than 20 goals in the first period last season. Rosemount's only had a couple of good chances here in the first period. Back down low behind the net. Sullick ties up his man along the end wall. Lotus comes in to help out as well for Rosemount. Worked around the boards. Brunello pinches in from the right point for Lakeville North. Swept up the wall, kept in here, and then fired back down deep and into the corner by Albrecht for the Panthers. Trying to push it to the middle of the ice is Schultz for Lakeville. Back out the point, and a quick one-timer that catches a bouncing puck and ends up kicking in on goal and unable to cover it up, and they score! Lakeville North able to cover, finally able to fire it home. I think that was Albrecht getting the goal, and it's 2-0 Panthers. Kind of a weird pinball play. Lakeville North able to cover, finally able to fire it home. I think that was Albrecht. Kind of almost, at first glance, almost kind of stretched and stepped on the puck, kind of slipped out away from the goal mouth. And everybody for Lakeville North crashed the net, and they were finally able to stuff it home. And it's now 2-0 Panthers. And the referees giving an explanation to both teams. But 1:17 to go here in the first period. It's 2-0 Lakeville North. I think that was Wyatt Albrecht getting the goal for the Panthers. Coming into, so I was talking about first period struggles last year for Rosemount. Coming into tonight, actually, the first period had been their strength. They'd outscored opponents in their first 4 games 6-2 in the first period. And it does go to Albrecht with a single assist to Hayden Connick. So it's 2-0 Lakeville North. Puck down low, deep in the Rosemount zone. Poke checked up the far side wall and then flipped back out to center. Knocked down with almost a high stick. As play will continue, Eli Lewis trying to chase down the puck for Rosemount deep in the Lakeville North end. Nudged up the far side corner wall. Picked up by Nia. He'll take a quick lumberjack chop at the puck in the corner for Lakeville, and the Panthers will clear it down the rink, and it'll be an icing call against Lakeville with 36.5 seconds to go here in period number 1, with Lakeville North leading 1-0. For Lakeville, they lost their top 5 scorers from last year's team, but they still have a lot of veteran experience on this roster. 10 of their 21 players are seniors. So having that experience and maturity on the roster certainly will help. Here's Hegarty trying to center it into the slot. Panthers there to read that one, and they'll flip it back out to center. Backhanded off the glass by the Irish. Played in the neutral zone. Kicked back into the Rosemount end with 12 seconds to go in the period. Back to play it is Lotus. He'll backhand it into the corner for Retka. Retka looking for a long stretch pass. He'll get it up the right side into the offensive zone for Hedlund. Hedlund into the corner. Gets a centering pass off, but a little bit too late as the horn sounds, signaling the end of the first period of play. After 1, it's 2-0 Lakeville North over the Rosemount Irish in our Hockey Night in Minnesota Kare 11 Game of the Week. We'll take a break and get you some coach interviews here during the intermission. You're watching MN Hockey TV.
Behind every world-class athlete, there's a team who takes extra care to support them. At Affinity Plus, we take extra care with all your banking goals, from checking accounts to credit cards. Our biggest victory? Helping you win in the ways that matter most. Affinity Plus.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain, smile through every ache, and suffer every shift. You gotta chase it. All in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Sniper's Edge Hockey is your one-stop shop for your at-home hockey training needs on and off the ice. Find the perfect start to your at-home training area with slick tiles, synthetic ice, or a rink liner. Or upgrade your home setup with one of our top-quality training tools to help you work on soft hands, all of your dekes and dangles, perfect your one-timer, and improve the power and accuracy of your shot. Find it all online and in stock for immediate shipping at snipersedgehockey.com.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Finding the skate. Here comes Steves in on goal all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
It's hockey night in Minnesota between Rosemount and Lakeville North, and I'm joined now by North head coach Jake Taylor. And Coach, goalies from last year, you're 3 games into this season, start coming into tonight. Which players have impressed so far and appear ready to lead the team this year?
Yeah, I think so. We have some kids, like almost half our team, that doesn't have a lot of varsity experience coming into the season. So what we've been really impressed with so far is that our kids have just been working super hard, coming together as a team, playing a team game. And, the guys that we thought would score goals have been scoring. And, we've been able to really put together a good 3-line attack on the forwards and have 5 or 6 of our D playing pretty much regular shift at all our first 3 games. So it's been a good start to the season so far.
Defensively, you guys did a great job last year cutting down on shots against, but only 3 defensemen, I think, are back from last year's team. What do you guys need to do to continue to lock things down on the back end? Yeah, so it's giving our young guys some experience, letting them make mistakes and kind of coach them through it, these first 10 games or whatever. And, I think they're just doing a really good job, like I said. The thing that we're controlling is our work ethic and our attitude, which obviously for the kids, 50
We've had two really good games where I think we've competed super hard, and the prior late game we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit, and we came on the short end of that one. So I think all in all, they're learning fast. They're learning kind of trial by fire, and it's been a great start so far.
You've got a good chunk of seniors. I think my column was like 10 guys that are seniors on the team. How does having a large group of seniors help a team throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's just, there's that urgency for those kids. It's just kind of the last year that they haven't played high school hockey and have a chance to go to the state tournament. And so that every day is really important. And I think it's a great way for them to help the younger guys realize that this is important and that high school hockey is not only is it super fun, but it's a great opportunity to do something that a lot of people don't get to do in sports, which is playing a state tournament in front of 18,000 people. So yeah, I think just the urgency of this, this kind of being their last year of high school is really a big deal.
Keys for tonight for you guys?
I think we need to get off to a good start, fast start, and what's been helping us this year is when we have a physical style game, really getting in on the forecheck and playing the body, and then just a good team effort. All 4 lines going, and all 6 of our defensemen.
Thanks, Tom. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And that is Lakeville North. Coach Jake Taylor will be back in a moment. It's hockey night in Minnesota, and it's Hockey Fights Cancer night between Rosemount and Lakeville North. And I'm joined now by Rosemount coach Ricky Saintian. Coach, talk about today's Hockey Fights Cancer event. Who are you supporting tonight, and how this event get organized?
Tonight we're supporting all of people fighting for cancer. It's a big thing, but we are for sure fighting for the Parker Collins. And a lot of the donations are going to the family, or all of them are. Also for the Capstrong Foundation. It's a pretty special night for Rosemount hockey to help out those families. And it's not just us, it's the girls, it's the St. John's Lawrence game as well. So good things happening all the way around.
Talk about your last game. You lost in overtime in a close game to Minnetonka, the top-ranked school in 2A. Even though you didn't come out on top, your team has to be feeling pretty confident that they can compete at the highest levels, right?
For sure. I think that's one of those things that we know as a group. It gave us a little bit of confidence, but we know that losing is still not acceptable in our program. We're trying to develop that winning culture, winning mentality. I know that they're a pretty strong, heavy team. They're very skilled and fast, and it was nice for us to play the way we did against them. Battled with some good structure. We got to continue to get better, though. Our theme tonight is building blocks, build off Thursday a little bit, and try to make it a positive thing more than a negative thing, and learn to come out on top.
Talk about your blue line. Jake Toll's back to anchor the blue line. You've got a lot of offensive production from the blue line. Toll, Owen Durgan, for example. You've got a lot of offense from the blue line. What does Jake Toll bring to the table offensively for you guys? And is there anything you're doing specially to generate as much offense as you get from your defensemen?
Got Durgan, Lotus, Rekka, Sabo as well. It makes for a good, strong group. We got to continue to build and get stronger, continue to work on little things that we need to tweak here and there, but the blue line is a big staple for our program. We're lucky to have it.
Keys for tonight as you guys take on Lakeville North.
I think a big thing against North is, being a big rival for us. It's close town, but just competing. North is, their staff and their players are very good and at what they do, and they always come and they play a tough-nosed game against us. They're always willing to stick their nose in things and grind a little bit, and they also have skill too, so that's always tough to manage and which one you're going to get from, and most times you get both. So one of those things for us is to manage our emotions, because it's a day filled with a lot of distractions. That's a big piece. Our second piece is us just playing simple hockey. I think that's what it comes down to. And last thing that we just talked about actually in our team meeting is just continue to build on the team mentality and play within our systems and with ourselves.
Thanks, Tom. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me out.
And that's Rosemount coach Ricky Saintian. We'll be back in a moment here on MNHockeyTV. And welcome back. Second period about to get underway in tonight's Kare 11 Hockey Night in Minnesota Game of the Week. 2-0 Lakeville North over Rosemount here at Rosemount Community Center as the second period almost ready to get underway. Let's get through some quick stats from that first period. Lakeville North with a 10-9 edge in shots over the Irish. 2 goals, both for the Panthers, and they came very early and very late. 18 seconds into the game, Griffin Kare scored off a face-off to give the Panthers a 1-0 lead. Crane's Lakeville North team leading 4th goal of the season, and then near the end of the period, Panthers came down the left wing, sent a shot towards the net, skipped towards the goal, and it was kind of a misplay. A shot from the point wasn't what they wanted. It kind of bounced towards the net, stopped initially by the goaltender for Rosemount, Fisher, but then he got out of position, slid down to the side of the net, and puck stayed in the crease, and Lakeville North crashed the net and finally able to jam it home. Goal scored by Wyatt Albrecht, his first of the season, with a single assist going to Hayden Connick. So Griffin Kranz, his 4th of the year, and Albrecht, his 1st of the year, to give Lakeville North a 2-0 lead after the first period. No power plays in that first period. But Lakeville North definitely you could tell that they had a clear plan for what they wanted to do offensively. Lots of centering feeds in close. And that's a key for Rosemount here in the second period. They've got to find a way to protect the middle of the ice, the front of their net, a little bit better than they did in that first period. And for Rosemount also, they got to find a way to get more shots through to the net, higher quality opportunities. And for the Irish as well, they got to find a way to kind of agitate Lakeville North and get the Panthers to take more penalties. And take a penalty. The Rosemount power play was very good last year, and a couple of the key power play guys from last season have returned this year for Rosemount. So they got to find a way to get some man advantage chances to get one on the board and get back into this game. Lakeville North last year, 7th in all of Class 2A with 279 penalty minutes. That is a lot. So the Panthers did have a tendency to be a little bit undisciplined last year. So that's something that Rosemount's got to try to find a way to take advantage of. For the Panthers, obviously, make sure they maintain their discipline, continue that on for the rest of the game. And also for Lakeville North, they had a couple of chances. They had a handful of breakouts that didn't really go all that well in that first period. They tried to break it out, got stuck in their zone, gave Rosemount a few extra chances. So for Lakeville North, they got to have some better breakouts here in the second period. We are underway. Haggerty wins the draw, pulls it with him, backhander towards the net, knocked away by Eigner, back behind the net. Worked over to the far side corner. Caden Campbell stops there, strips the puck off the wall, backhands it into the slot, comes free with a shot. That one's knocked down front, bouncing around in the front of the goal. Cleared forward by the Panthers. Lakeville North will bring it out to center. They'll gain the red line and flip it in. Good chance there in the opening 30 seconds. Backhanded right up the middle. Turnaround, swing and a miss. Haggerty on the back check, able to strip it away from Albrecht for Lakeville North. Good start to this period for the Rosemount Irish. Panthers, though, have the puck. They'll saucer it forward. That's too far, and it'll end up being a icing call against Lakeville North, and the faceoff coming all the way back in their end. Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Meta Sports League. Check out their Metabuttes NFT hockey project that features a collection of 9,997 Metabuttes. Learn more at metabuttes.com. Captain at the point by Lotus for Rosemount. He'll dump it back in deep behind the Panther goal. Lakeville North will work it up the right side. Moving it to the middle of the ice. Hops over the stick of Griffin Kranz for the Panthers. Played out at center along the red line. Battling for it there is Ty Hansen. Also in to help out is Lucas Salak for Rosemount, but Lakeville North gets it back. They'll swing it into the offensive zone. Retka will step in front of it for the Irish, carrying it back behind his net, trying to fight through a stick check. He'll back it up the wall, past Kranz, out to center for Jacob Ganser. He'll sweep it in. Ty Hansen trying to play down low for Rosemount, knocked away from him. Irish get it behind the net, but Nia comes in to strip it away for the Panthers, and North will play it in the near side corner. He'll move it up to the point, can't get it out though. Back behind the net. Neal will get it back. He's got some space to work this time. He'll carry it up the wall. Gets it up the right side, slowed down by a Rosemount stick. Kicked around out at center, and then dumped in by the Panthers. They'll go for a line change. Long change for both teams. Long stretch pass up to Garrity. Garrity stopped, fire, shoulder save there by Eigner, and he pushes it into the far side corner. Eli Lewis goes hard into the half wall for Rosemount. Back out to point. Another shot. That one goes wide. Rings around the wall. Kept in at the point by Rosemount with Jake Toll. Back down deep. Picked up here by Gavin Griffin. One of the returning defensemen for Lakeville. He's got good speed. Stick handles out through center. 4-on-2. Gaining the line with a wrist shot. Save there by Fisher. He holds on. 14:41 to go here in the second period. 2-0 Lake. Picked up here by Gavin Griffin. One of the returning defensemen for Lakeville. He's got good speed. Stick handles out through center. 4-on-2. Gaining the line with a wrist shot. Save there. Unleash possibilities. Learn more at stcloudstate.edu. Face-off, quick shot there by Albrecht, and another big save by Tristan Fisher. Both teams with minimal goaltending experience returning this year. Eigner, his first start of the season for Lakeville North, and Tristan Fisher last season played 24 minutes the entire year. So both teams trying to sort out their goaltending this season. Cade Denny played a lot of minutes so far. He played 4 of the 5. And there's a centering pass from below the goal line there by Lakeville North, and play whistled down with 14:16 to go here in the second period. Cade Denny had played in 4 games so far this season coming into tonight. Tristan Fisher had 1 start earlier in the season. He's 0-1 for Rosemount. Face-off coming all the way down in the Lakeville North end here. Top line out for Rosemount. Hans Hedlund taking the draw. And it's won here by Lakeville. Panthers will flip it in. And nudging it away is the goaltender Fisher. Durgan gets it there. He's tied up, loses the puck. Trying to work it back out to the point is Lakeville. They'll keep it in the zone, but Rosemount has possession. Stick handling down the right side. Here's Hedlund. Hedlund's trying to work through a check with Albrecht. Those two go hard into the sidewall. Played down low. Spinning away from pressure, throwing it back out to the point. There's Campbell with a shot. That one just misses. High and wide, glove side. Then knocked back out to center by the Panthers, and they'll sweep it into the offensive zone. Picked up here by Rosemount. They'll work it off the top of the dasher. It caroms into the Lakeville end. Griffin back to play it. He'll spin and backhand it off the end wall. Chipped up the far side wall. Panthers will nudge it back across for Griffin. He's got some space to carry. Good speed, trying to split the D. Comes off his stick. Wrist shot there by Arneson, coming into support. Kicked out in front, and a big pad save there by Fisher, moving across. That almost looked like it kicked off a skate boot. Caden Campbell, nice toe drag down the left side. Backhands it up right from below the goal line. And a delayed penalty coming here against Lakeville North. 13:09 to go here in the second period. Wyatt Albrecht headed to the box, and a power play getting underway for Rosemount. Didn't see the hand signal for the penalty here. First power play chance for either team. Rosemount on the year is 2 for 12. Their power play last year was great, as kicked into the slot. Here is Josh Toll at the point. I think it was interference. Toll holding out of the top of the circle. There's a shot. Pad save there by Eigner. Rebound in front. And Eigner able to cover it up and get the whistle. I think the whistle was interference for Wyatt Albrecht. 1:46 remaining on the Rosemount Irish power play. So the power play so far this season for Rosemount is 2 for 12. Last year, it was at 31.8%. A great power play last season. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Penalty kill for Lakeville as Rosemount wins the draw. Trying to keep it in the zone up high. Comes free, and then it's chipped into a player. Knocked down there as Lakeville North unable to clear it out. Back behind the net. Durgan at the side of the circle. Back out to the point for Jake Toll. Worked across back to Durgan. He'll send it towards net. Saved there by Eigner. Rebound in front. Cleared into the corner. Picked up here by Caden Campbell for Rosemount. He'll get it back to Durgan. Durgan nudges it back to Toll. Quarterbacking the power play. He'll send it towards net. Tipped in front and goes wide. Hegarty down low for the Irish. He'll stick handle free over for Durgan again at the side of the circle. He'll move in, send it towards the goal, save down low. Comes right back to Durgan. He'll nudge it back out to the point for Toll. Toll had 7 power play goals last season for Rosemount. Durgan cuts the middle of the ice, lets a shot go, goes off a skate boot. Backhanded back out to the point for Toll. Back to Durgan. He'll send it towards the net. Didn't get much on it. Eigner with the save. Durgan comes back out to Toll. Back across for a swing and a miss on a one-timer there by Hegarty. And then it's fired to the point, but knocked out of midair by the stick of Toll. Nice job keeping it in. Second effort does nudge it back out to center. Delayed offside here against Rosemount. They have to clear the zone. 35 seconds to go in the power play. Penalty kill for Lakeville North, 5 for 7 on the season coming into tonight. Last year, the penalty kill was at 81% for the Panthers. Still leading 2-0 Lakeville North. Pushed up the right side, just out of the reach of Lotus, and an icing call against Rosemount with 11:25 to go in the second period. But talking about the power play for Rosemount last year, it really propped them up offensively. 7th most power play goals and the 7th best power play percentage, just under 32% in all of Class 2A last year. Jake Toll, as I mentioned, 7 power play goals last season for the Irish, as Lakeville wins the faceoff in the offensive zone off the icing, and they kind of back up to their own blue line to play keep away for a moment. Comes free for Ganser for Rosemount. Ganser trying to stick handle past his man, gets it across over for Hansen with a slap shot. Pad save there by Eigner. As Lakeville North back to full strength, trying to cut towards the slot there is Lewis, knocked away from him. Hansen comes in to help out, but is kicked into the far side corner as Lakeville North takes possession. Panthers still leading 2-0. Work back out to center. Loose puck here. Comes free for Kranz down the left side. Kranz gets bumped off. Gets a shot off, but he's knocked off his feet by Lotus. Goes hard into the wall. And then the Irish will roll it down the rink. And it's going to be an icing call against Rosemount with 10:43 to go here in period number 2. Fans Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Red Black League. Red Black Hockey, spring and fall leagues for high school boys and girls, fall leagues for Bantam and Pee Wee. Since 2014, Red Black has provided serious hockey players an opportunity to improve their game. Red Black Hockey, check them out at redblackhockey.com. Face off to the left of Tristan Fisher in the Rosemount net. Hans Hedlund taking the draw for Rosemount. Face off one here by the Panthers, but Kranz can't get the shot off. Across the rink, down the right side, here's Hegarty. Caden Hegarty carrying back behind the net. Back out to the point. Toll unable to keep it in. He thought about trying to pull it back in, hoping the linesman didn't realize it was offside, but backs up and Rosemount resets and goes back in on the attack. Puck back behind the net. Niggling will swing it across over for Lakeville North. They'll roll it back out. Hegarty keeps it in. Hegarty moving towards the net with a shot. Save there by Eigner, and he holds on. Big Caden Hegarty coming down the left side at the face-off. Don will roll it back out. Time and space in. Hegarty moving towards the net with a shot. Save there by Eigner, and he holds on to keep it a 2-0 Lakeville North lead. Caden Hegarty with 5 points so far for the Irish. Had 21 points last season. One of the top 8 scorers for Rosemount last year. 3rd leading scorer to return this season. One again in the face-off since his own face-off for the Irish. This wrist shot from the center point by Toll sails over the top of the net. Bringing it back down low. Swinging away is Swanson for Lakeville North. He's double-teamed, loses the puck. Back out to the point. Toll at the top of the circle. He'll send it towards the net. It's deflected and caroms into the roof. And we'll have stoppage with 9:51 to go here in the second period. 2-0 Rosemount trailing here in the Hockey Fights Cancer game. A Rosemount middle schooler suffering from cancerous brain tumors. And all sorts of games between Rosemount and Lakeville North today. Special jerseys, fundraisers, auctions, all in support of that Rosemount middle schooler and his cancer treatment and the costs associated with that. Lakeville North having trouble getting out of their own end. A strong start to this period for Rosemount. They've definitely had the better of the play, but they don't have anything to show for it so far. Lotus down the left side. He'll gain the red line, ends up firing it into his own bench. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 9:25 to go. Lakeville North 2-1 in the year. They had wins over Chaska and Shakopee and a loss to Prior Lake. Rosemount 2-2, wins over East Ridge and Apple Valley Burns, the Apple Valley Burnsville combined team, and then losses to Mounds View and Minnetonka. Bringing it down the right side here into the offensive zone to Selleck. Stops just as he enters the zone. Coming in to help out is Lotus. He'll hold it in the zone for a moment, then kick back out to center by Lakeville North. Kranz down the left side one-on-one. Nice job there by Durgan to knock the puck away from Kranz. Before Kranz could make a move, Durgan aggressively on the poke check. Back the other way, Lotus 3-on-2. Lotus gains the blue line, a wrist shot from a long way out, and a blocker save there by Lakeville North, and then a shot from the wall slides in on goal, and Eigner just pounces on top of it and covers it up. 8:49 to go here in the second period. Ice definitely tilted in favor of Rosemount here in the second period. They got to get something on the board to keep that momentum going. They win the draw in the offensive zone, trying to move to the middle of the ice. Ends up getting intercepted by Albrecht for Lakeville. He'll kick it out to center. Coming in to help out is Riker Sabo. Sabo up the right side. Hegarty knocks it forward, trying to get it up to Hedlund. Hard, high hit there by Hegarty, trying to separate Niggling from the puck. Unable to do so. Dump back in deep in the Rosemount zone. Back down deep. Here's Sabo. Sabo, long stretch pass up the right side. Picked up by Hegarty. Hegarty trying to cut towards the middle of the net. Knocked away from him. Brought back down deep. Albrecht in the corner. Back along the wall. Caden Hegarty for Rosemount comes out, goes down to the ice. Rosemount looking for a penalty out in front. Caden Campbell back out to the point. Over for Toll. Toll with a wrist shot through traffic, and that got through, but just missed the far, the top corner, weak side of the Lakeville North net. Back the other way. Albrecht down the right side. He comes down, saucers out in front, and that one kicked off a skate boot, almost went into the net. Ends up back on the goal. Albrecht has it back, bangs it right up the middle, and trying to get it in front. And a quick shot from the slot by Connick, and that one is knocked away. Push back out to center. That was the best offensive sequence for Lakeville here in the second period, but they still have a 2-0 lead in the game. Hegarty bumps it forward, 2-1 developing. Hedlund down the right side. Hedlund stops, takes a shot. That one's knocked away. As a nice job there by Lakeville to break up that odd man rush before it really had a chance to get going. And then I think it was an offside call against the Irish, and we'll have another stoppage. Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Great products, people, and competitive rates. Now that's a banking hat trick. Learn more at affinityplus.org. Face-off just outside the Lakeville end. Wolf for the Panthers, unable to win the draw. Rosemount will dump it right back in. Played down deep here, brought back out to center by Jackson for Lakeville. Into the offensive zone, Wolf down left side, centers it. That one goes underneath the stick of Arneson and all the way back out to center. Nia back to collect for the Panthers, up to Kranz. Kranz stick handles and loses the puck, ends up collecting it and wristing it off the wall, back out to center ice. Knocked down here, bringing it in down the right side is Durgan, cutting towards the slot. Durgan has it slip off his stick and gets it back, throws it in on goal. Rosemount with the puck, feeds it right up the middle, knocked away there from Garrity before he can get a shot off, and Lakeville able to get it out to center again. Here is Christian Garrity for Rosemount, trying to kick it towards the goal, gets caught in a Lakeville skate, back out to the point. Retka stops, fires, saved there by Eigner, and right into his catching glove on that low wrist shot, and he holds on. 6.5 minutes to go here in the second. Still 2-0 Lakeville North. Shots starting to pile up for Rosemount. They've had a great second period so far in terms of putting shots on goal. 11 shots on net here in the second period so far for the Irish. Salick will take the draw for Rosemount against Swanson for Lakeville North. And it's controlled here by the Irish. Shot towards the goal, bounces in on net, and Eigner forced to cover it up. Lakeville was great last year defensively. They allowed, on average, just 21 shots on goal per game. That was excellent. Lakeville North goalies last year faced the 6th fewest shots in all of Class 2A. And Lotus sends it towards the goal, trying to get a Karam in front. Ganser was in the slot. That was deflected. Goes off the pipe. Shot from the left side. Got through. And it was hard off the near side pipe. Lotus with a shot. Tipped in front. Tipped to the side of the goal by Hansen. Back on the goal. With the student section wanting something to cheer about. Shot from the point that time by Toll. In on goal and a save by Eigner. And some pushing and shoving as the rivalry starting to pick up a little bit between these two South Metro schools with 6:07 to go in the second period. It's been all Rosemount in terms of puck possession, offensive zone time here in the second period, but they so far have nothing to show for it. Face off to the right of Eigner in the Lakeville North zone. But Rosemount already with more shots than Lakeville gave up on average in an entire game, and we still have 6 minutes to go here in the second period. Irish have been averaging over 40 shots a game in the young season. Coming up the middle, 3-on-1, Connick down the right side, and a offside there against Lakeville North. They got a little bit ahead of themselves. The Panthers did, after being kind of pinned in their own end for good chunks of this period. They had an on-man rush and maybe a little bit too aggressive, a little bit ahead of the play, and they don't get anything out of that, and the face-off coming out at center. Connick will take the draw against Hedlund. Top line out for Rosemount. Connick wins the draw, trying to throw back to the defenseman, intercepted by Hegarty. Hegarty caught from behind by Connick, loses the puck. Connick gets it back out to center. Actually, it's kept in the zone for a moment, then finally knocked back out to center. Picked up here by Riker Sable. Stick handles past one man, loses the puck. Kick back into the Rosemount zone. Back to play it down deep in his own end is Burke Retka. And we'll have a whistle and a stoppage and an injured player. Player had his legs taken out. I think it's a Lakeville player, I believe, but I can't see who it is at all. I thought I saw someone out of the corner of my eye have their legs taken out from underneath them from behind, and they go into the wall directly below me. And we'll have a break in the game as the training staff comes out to check on things. I still can't make out who it is. Saw their skate move. Maybe they had the wind knocked out of them. If it was the player that I thought I saw have their legs taken out from underneath them. Training staff out to take a look right now. 5:34 to go here in the second. Still 2-0 Lakeville North. Schedule continues to toughen for both teams after today's game. Next game for Rosemount, they host Hermantown on December 16th. And the head coach, Jake Taylor, for Lakeville North coming out to check on his players. So I'd assume it was the Lakeville North player that I thought I saw out of the corner of my eye have his legs taken out from underneath him from behind. Kind of a player skating, sliding underneath him, kind of kicking out his legs from beneath him, and it was Wyatt Albrecht. And Taylor's going to help him skate off. Albrecht is not putting any pressure, any weight on his left leg, as Gavin Griffin's going to come in to help out as well. Wyatt Albrecht not putting any pressure on that left leg as he is helped off the ice. Albrecht scored the second goal for the Panthers back in the late in the first period, but based on what I'm seeing there, I believe he's done for the night. And you got to hope that that's not a serious injury, but it certainly doesn't look good. He's not putting any weight on that left leg. First thing, obviously, you can think of, knee and ankle would be the things that you would first think of with that injury. So Rosemount plays Hermantown. They'll host Hermantown here on December 16th. Meanwhile, Lakeville North hosts Lakeville South on December 13th. Face-off coming out at center. And it's controlled here by the Panthers. Panthers now down a forward for the rest of the game. And an icing call here against Lakeville with 5:25 to go in the second period. Face-off coming all the way back in the Lakeville North end. And it's worked into the corner. Gavin Griffin for the Panthers. Spins away from pressure, able to hold on to the puck. Looked like he was running into a double team. Takes a hard hit in the neutral zone. Still able to hold on to the puck. But it's finally knocked away from him, and that comes right back to him, and he'll hack it into the offensive end. Durgan against Wolf. Foot race into the corner. Josh Wolf with good speed carrying around the perimeter of the zone. Fires it back out to the point. Keeping it in there is Nia for Lakeville for a moment. Taken away. Hedlund down the left side. Hedlund on the backhand. Stick heels in front. They score! Hedlund with the goal, and it's 2-1. Looked like Eigner reacted like he was able to hold on to it, but it must have squirted through. And Hans Hedlund, the top goal scorer for Rosemount, able to get the Irish on the board. For Hedlund, his team leading fourth goal of the season for the Irish. He led them last year, all of their scorers, including graduated players, with 14 goals last season. Ganser out to Hansen, knocked away from Hansen. Caden Hegarty and Owen Durgan the assists on that first goal tonight for Rosemount. Moving up is Toll. Toll in the shot with a shot. Shoulder save there by Eigner. He just got a piece of it. That was a lot on that one from Toll. Back behind the net. Played into the corner. Down low. Hard hit there by Nigling. Comes free for the Irish. They're changing defenseman. Lotus right off the bench into the play. Keeps it in the zone. Durgan trying to get a tip in front of the slot. That gets through everybody and into the corner. Back down low. Ty Hansen unable to play it. Knocked free. Hansen on the back check. Able to get it. Keep it in the zone. Ganser able to get free with a shot. That goes off the crossbar. Shots from everywhere for Rosemount. And a wrist shot, nasty wrist shot that it caught the crossbar. Two pipes in this period for Rosemount. Here's Durgan gaining the line. The shot that's blocked in front by Lakeville. Solik sweeps it into the corner, ends up hitting off the netting, and we'll have a stoppage with 3:44 to go here in the second period. 2-1, Lakeville North with the lead, but it's all Rosemount right now, and Hans Hedlund has got them on the board a moment ago. Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Great products, people, and competitive rates. Now that's a banking hat trick. Learn more at affinityplus.org. Face-off one here by the Irish again. Lotus will slap it towards the goal. Hits off a player up high. It looked like it hit Josh Toll in the helmet. And Karam's into the corner. Garrity comes off the sidewall. Moving in the middle of the ice with Toll. Toll flip it towards the goal. Scooped up there by the goaltender Eigner, and he'll hold on. And tension starting to rise. A quick little jab there by Eigner of the goal stick on Garrity for Rosemount in front of the net. As the Irish have dominated play here in the second period. 3.5 minutes to go. Face off to the right of the net. Hedlund, the goal scorer for Rosemount. Clean win back out to the point. Lotus with a wrist shot. Stick save there in front by Eigner. Pops way up in the air. Knocked into the corner. Pushed up and tipped back out to center. 1-on-1. Coming back the other way. Caden St. John for Lakeville North trying to cut to the slot. Comes free with a shot that goes over the top of the net by Ryan Young. Rings around the wall. Gavin Griffin for Lakeville will have to pick it up. He'll go D-to-D with Benson. Benson will dump it in. Worked around back behind the net. Retka sweeps it up to Campbell. Hard hit there out in Hans Hedlund. He had his head down and paid for it there. Took a hard shoulder hit there. Dumped back in deep. Worked around the boards. Back up to center. Hegarty down the right side. Looking for a center feed. He'll send it across. Back in front. Trying to get it to Caden Campbell. That one's knocked away. And Lakeville the other way. Things really opening up right now. Griffin Kranz with a long distance wrist shot, but a great release. That one sailed over the top of the net, but just maybe glancing over the top. Kranz with another big wrist shot. Saved there by Fisher. Kicked into the corner. Kranz gets knocked down to the ice by Lotus. Rosemount will get it back. 2:28 to go here in the second period. Across the rink, Hegarty slips under his stick into the Lakeville zone. Sent back out through everybody. It's going to slide in on net. Fisher will cover it up and get the whistle. Fans, be sure to watch for the True Hockey play of the game at the conclusion tonight. That will be posted on MNHockeyTV social media platforms. Face-off coming back in the Rosemount zone. 2:18 to go here in the period. Face-off to the right of Fisher, and it's dug free by the Irish. Bringing it down the right side is Ganser, 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. Coming down the right side, centered in front, trying to get a tip in front. Coming down the backside there was Hansen for Rosemount. He gets knocked down. Play will continue. Lakeville will sweep it forward, intercepted here by Jake Toll. Gaining the line, Toll across the rink with a wrist, he scores! And we've got a tie game late here in the second period. Jake Toll, a tremendous offensive player from the blue line. He had 28 points as a defenseman last year, just kind of slowly trolling through the zone. Goes from the right side over to the left face-off circle, lets a wrist shot go underneath the glove of Eigner, cross ice. And we've got a tie game here late in the second period, and the momentum is all in favor of Rosemount. Face-off at center. Hegarty for Rosemount against Connick for Lakeville. Clean win for Lakeville. Worked around. Back into the corner. Dug free here by Rosemount. Stick handling. Unassisted for Toll. Stick handling forward. Bringing in is Durgan. Durgan with top circle. The shot saved there by Eigner. And he holds on. The defensemen for Rosemount are just so skilled offensively. Jake Toll, 10 goals, 18 assists, 28 points last year, including 7 power play goals. Toll was tied for 8th in all of Class 2A last year in power play goals, and he's a defenseman. And, Owen Durgan with 7 points coming into tonight on the season. He played 4 games, and you got a blue liner with 7 points already. Here's Hedlund keeping it in at the point. He'll slide it back down deep. Keeping it in the zone is Rosemount. Back behind the net. Work behind the goal here. Coming free is Lakeville. Long rink-wide pass, trying to bank it off the boards. That's off the mark, but getting a piece of it is one of the Lakeville forwards, so play will continue. Under a minute to go here in the second period. Turnaround, intercepted here. Hedlund gets it up the left side, trying to get it to Campbell. He's shoved off, and Lakeville will take control again. Gavin Griffin. Outlet feed up the right side. Flipped into the offensive zone by Parker Schultz. Rosemount will slide it off the near side wall. Slide into the Panther end. Gently, slowly slides in, so icing waved off. Then the outlet feed by Lakeville off the mark, but still turned right back over to Griffin. He gets bumped off from behind. Turnaround shot there by Crayons, and a shoulder save by Fisher from a sharp angle. Lakeville still holding on to the puck. 20 seconds to go here in the period. Keeping it in is Nia. He'll dump it down deep. Lakeville looking for a chance in front. Out in front into the slot for Arneson. Spins around, backhands it into the crease. Knocked away by Rosemount. They'll get it back out to center. Flip back out into the neutral zone, and Eli Lewis will sweep it in, ringing around the wall. Here's Hansen trying to push it out in front, kicked away by a Lakeville skate boot, and then it's backhanded towards the goal and scooped up by Eigner, and that horn will signal the end of the second period of play. A very entertaining period. If you're a Rosemount fan, they dominated the period. Lakeville had both goals in the second. Lakeville had both goals in the first. Rosemount gets both goals in the second. And we'll head to the locker room with nothing decided, and a third period still to come. After 2 periods of play, it's 2-2. You're watching the Kare 11 MNHockeyTV Minnesota Hockey Night Minnesota Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment.
Behind every world-class athlete, there's a team who takes extra care to support them. At Affinity Plus, we take extra care with all your banking goals, from checking accounts to credit cards. Our biggest victory? Helping you win in the ways that matter most. Affinity Plus.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Your college experience begins with your dream. Your time at St. Cloud State will uniquely be your own, but your journey will be guided by our community. Be you. Be bold. Be a Husky.
They say good things come to those who wait. But greatness, that's a different beast. It doesn't come when it's called. It won't wander up to those who do nothing. You have to bait it with the sweat you leave on the ice. You gotta push through the pain, smile through every ache, and suffer every shift. You gotta chase it, all in the name of the game you love. Because greatness comes to those who take it.
Sniper's Edge Hockey is your one-stop shop for your at-home hockey training needs on and off the ice. Find the perfect start to your at-home training area with slick tiles, synthetic ice, or a rink liner. Or upgrade your home setup with one of our top-quality training tools to help you work on soft hands, all of your deeks and dangles, perfect your one-timer, and improve the power and accuracy of your shot. Find it all online and in stock for immediate shipping at snipersedgehockey.com.
What if there was a place where everything was hockey?
Finding escape. Here comes Steves in on goal, all alone.
In Minnesota, there is.
Scores!
And welcome back. Hockey Night in Minnesota, Kare 11 Game of the Week. Here on MNHockeyTV. Jeff Brown here on the air. Glad to have you watching tonight on one of the many different streaming options available to you. 2-2 after 2 periods between the Rosemount Irish and the Lakeville North Panthers. And completely different periods. You know, the first period was kind of back and forth. Both teams kind of feeling things out. Lakeville got a goal in the first minute and like the last minute of the period. Goal scored by Griffin Kranz and Wyatt Albrecht. And then the second period was complete domination by Rosemount. Shot totals in the first period 10-9 in favor of Lakeville North. In the second period, Rosemount had a 21-7 edge in shots on goal. So shot totals so far in the game 30-17 in favor of the Irish. Goals scored in the second half of the second period by the Irish. Hans Hedlund with assists going to Caden Hegarty and Owen Durgan, and then unassisted in the final couple minutes of the period by senior defensive captain Jake Toll to tie the game. And so keys for the third period. Lakeville North, they got to find a way to change the script, change the momentum. Maybe that means getting a little bit more physical. They got to find a way to put more shots in on net. Lakeville North does here in the third and final period of play. For Rosemount, they got to find a way to keep it up. Keep up that attack, keep up that pace, keep up that offensive zone puck possession, but they've got to be careful and stay focused. You know, you see it a lot where one team is just dominating in the offensive zone, and then they give up an odd-man rush. You know, a defenseman can't keep the puck in at the point, give up an odd-man rush, and boom, the other team scores, and you're behind again. So Rosemount's got to keep it up, but not get overly aggressive here in the third period of play. It's Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Both teams with special jerseys here tonight, all in a fundraiser for a Rosemount middle school student who is suffering from cancer. And all the games here today at the Rosemount Community Center, a lot of fundraising to pay for his medical expenses. This game will be followed by a NCAA Division III collegiate game between St. John's University and Lawrence University, a non-conference game. St. John's University up near St. Cloud, Minnesota, and Lawrence University, I believe, out of Appleton, Wisconsin. Both teams with a heavy connection to either Lakeville or Rosemount. Short change for both teams again here in the third, and a aggressive start speed-wise for Lakeville North as they win the draw. They'll dump it in down the left side with Gavin Griffin. And turnaround shot from the left faceoff dot goes wide. Griffin Kranz takes a hard hit in the corner for Lakeville, and Rosemount flips back out to center. Caden Campbell can't get there in time for the Irish. Hans Hedlund top line out for the Irish, but a delayed penalty against Rosemount. Hans Hedlund headed to the box, and first power play chance of the entire night for Lakeville North. Cross-checking the call. Power play so far on the season for Lakeville North, 0 for 8. Last year, 21.4% on the man advantage the Panthers were. Penalty kill, 12 for 16 for Rosemount so far this season. Last year, they were at 80.7% on the PK. Puck tied up in the corner. Griffin Kranz scored the first goal of the game less than a minute into the first period. Lakeville North, a shot from the point by Nia, knocked down in front. Here's Tyler Arneson again. He'll work it back to Nia. Nia across for a one-timer and missing the net hard off the back of the goal by Gavin Griffin. And then quickly firing it down the rink is Jake Toll for the Irish. Nia back to play it behind his own goal for Rosemount. For Lakeville North. Pass up the left side. Into the offensive zone, worked around the wall. Marcus Jackson playing it along the near side. Tyler Arneson playing it on the near side, and then slapped back out to center by Christian Garrity after it comes free off the wall to the middle of the ice. Dumped down the rink, played back behind the net here by the Panthers. They haven't been able to get much set up here on this power play chance. About a minute remaining on it. They'll fire it in, knock down in front. No, a little bit of miscommunication there by Rosemount as each of their defensemen thought the other was going to play that loose puck. That allowed Lakeville to kind of throw a couple forwards into the slot trying to get the loose puck there, but Rosemount able to recover and fire it down the rink on the clear. Back behind the nets. Poke check free there by Toll. Comes free for Durgan. He's caught from behind by Kranz for Lakeville. Played along the near side wall. Pushed up the boards. Kept in again by the Panthers. Gavin Griffin works it back by the net. Too far for Toll. He'll chase it down in the corner for the Irish. Up the far side wall. Knocked down along the corner boards. Back out to the point. Sent towards the goal. Blocked away by, I think, one of their own players for Lakeville North. Off the skate of Nia, and Karam's all the way back into the Panther end. Maybe one more rush on the power play here for Lakeville North. Stick handling through center is Gavin Griffin. He'll gain the line. He'll slide it into the corner. Back along the end wall. Shoveled around the boards. Too far for Connick. Now Connick gets back in the corner. Connick working along the goal line. Knocked away from him, and then he's thrown to the ice by Toll, and Toll will get it back, and he'll bank it off the glass back down the center. Hans Hedlund out of the box, full strength for Rosemount. Hedlund out from a sharp angle, saved there by Eigner. Puck pushed in there in the corner again. Kept in by Haggerty. Haggerty up high in the zone, gets free, down low, trying to get it back to Hedlund. That one's cleared away, knocked away by a Panther stick. Lakeville North across the rink. They'll loft it into the roof, somehow doesn't hit the rafters, ends up in on goal. Fisher will nudge it over to Riker Sabo. And then it'll be one-armed up the right side here by Rosemount. They'll end up having to throw it back behind their own net. Cade Lottis. Tip forward back over to Sabo. Sabo back over to Lottis. He'll fire it across the rink. Having to wait for it there is Campbell. He'll collect it at the red line. Pass up the right side. Turned over here to Connick of Lakeville North. Played in front of the Panther bench. Back to Connick. He'll hack it in and go for a line change here. 5-on-5 skating. 13:38 to go here in the third period in a tie game. Lakeville had 2 goals in the first period. Rosemount had 2 goals in the second period. Played up the right side. Moline cross rink. Goes down to the ice. Played back up to the Rosemount blue line. A lot of mid-ice hits in the second half of the game. Things getting more physical. Gavin Griffin leaves it in the corner. Played down deep. Jacob Ganser can't get there, and another penalty coming here. This one for elbowing with 13:09 to go here in period number 3. And another power play chance coming for Rosemount, looking for their first lead of the game. Sam Swanson getting the gate for elbowing. And as I mentioned before, Lakeville North's had some issues with discipline over the last couple of years. They were 7th in Class 2A in penalty minutes last year, and coming into tonight, they were on pace after 3 games to have more penalty minutes this year than last year. And obviously, 3 games is a very small sample size. Here is Toll, top of the circle, down low with a shot. That one's deflected and Karam's into the netting, and we'll have a stoppage. Minute 47 to go here on the power play for Rosemount. Fans Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Metasports League. Check out their Metabutes NFT hockey project that features a collection of 9,997 Metabutes. Learn more at metabutes.com. Face off to the left of the Lakeville North goal. Tied up on the dot for a moment. Comes free for the Irish. Back out to the point. Durgan works it over to Haggerty. Durgan in the middle of the ice. Gives it back over to Haggerty. Haggerty will saucer it across for Toll at the top of the circle. Works it in the slot for Campbell with a shot. Pad save there by Egner through traffic. This was a very good power play last year for Rosemount. Trying to work out in front. Bounce around in front of the goal. They score! Tipped in front, bounces into the goal, and it's 3-2 Rosemount with 12:34 to go here in the third period. I think Caden Campbell got it. And Rosemount with 3 unanswered goals as their power play, which was over 31% last year, cashes in here on the man advantage early in the third period. Shot from below the face-off dot in the left wing corner. Deflected in front, kind of bouncing around in midair, and finally knocked into the net. And that goal does go to Caden Campbell. Now down the right side, Salick backhands it. That's knocked away. Here is Toll. He'll just fire it down deep. Hans Hedlund gets the second assist. Back out to the point, squirts through Durgan, loose puck. Griffin Kranz down the left side. Kranz with good speed. Kranz with a shot. Pad save there by Fisher, back behind the nets. Kranz with good speed. He's been able to force pressed the issue offensively a couple of times in the game. He already has 1 goal for Lakeville North. The Panthers now find themselves behind at 3-2. 11:43 to go here in the third period. Face-off coming to the right of the net, tended by Tristan Fisher, controlled here by Rosemount. Up to Toll, Josh Toll. His headman pass is deflected and knocked away. Lakeville dumps it right back into the offensive end. Here's Riker Sabo. He gets tied up, turns the puck over to Connick. Connick gets double-teamed in the corner. Moore moved up to the near side wall. Toll gains the red line. He'll dump it in, bounces in on goal, and Eigner will scoop it up for the Panthers, and he'll get a whistle and a face-off in his own end. Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Great products, people, and competitive rates. Now that's a banking hat trick. Learn more at affinityplus.org. Puck pushed into the near side corner. Chip back out to the point. Jake Toll holds it in. He'll wrist it towards the goal. Deflected, kicks in on goal. Patted away by Eigner, who was just lucky to be in the right spot at the right time there. Nudged back across the rink, down the rink by Lakeville, and this will be an icing call against the Panthers. Big power play goal by Rosemount has given the Irish the lead for the first time tonight. And the power play really propped them up offensively. They had the 7th most power play goals and the 7th best power play percentage in all of Class 2A last year. But overall, the team was 40th out of 68-70 teams. And a penalty here coming against Rosemount. Is unable to hold it in the zone was Burke Retka. Ends up hooking Sam Swanson of Lakeville North, who was chasing down a loose puck, and it looked like it was going to be a 2-on-1 or maybe even a 2-on-0 breakaway the other way. So Retka is forced to hook him down, and a power play chance, the second of the period, I believe, for Lakeville North, trying to retie the game. But finishing my thought, Rosemount had the 7th best power play in all of Class 2A last year, but they were 40th in Class 2A in goals overall. So the power play really propelled them. Poke checked over to the wall and then slapped down the rink by Lotus for Rosemount. Yeah, Rosemount is definitely on pace to surpass 40 shots again here tonight. They've averaged over 40 shots a game through the first 4 this season. Coming down the right side, Crayons knocked away from him at the top of the circle by Durgan, and then hacked back out into the Lakeville North end by Garrity. But Rosemount had a lot of shots per game last year. They were 24th in 2A last season, but near the bottom in all of Class 2A in shooting percentage. Shot from the left side, pad save by Fisher, who kicks it into the corner. Sabo has it stripped away. Lakeville keeps it in the zone, back out to the point. Panthers, Nia gets it back over to Arneson, and then it's kicked back into the corner. Nia does a nice job holding the zone. Comes free to the middle of the ice, and it's picked up by Toll, and Toll will shovel it back out to the blue line. Knocked down at the Panther blue line. They'll go D to D. 53 seconds to go on the power play for North. But they're having trouble breaking into the zone right now. Nia across again. Now he's got it back. Nia spinning away from pressure from Hegarty. He'll work it across over to Parker Schultz. Schultz will saucer it forward. Baseball swing there by Sabo, unable to control it. Swept out in front. Set the score! Power play tally for Connick in front, and we've got a tie game again. Great individual effort coming down the right side. I believe by Foley, able to stick handle it past a couple of Rosemount players and backhand it into the slot. And then able to hammer it home right on top of the crease, I believe was Hayden Connick, and we're tied up again at 3-3. Both teams with a power play goal now. Single assist there for Foley as we're now tied 3-3 with plenty of time left Be sure to watch for the true hockey play of the game at the conclusion. That'll be posted on the MNHockeyTV social media platforms. And given the fact we've still got a tie game, it's possible that the play of the game hasn't happened yet. Here's Connick, the goal scorer. Taken away here by Rosemount, but pass off the mark, turned over. Parker Schultz will dump it into the offensive end for the Panthers. Back to play it. Here's Durgan. Carries it back behind his net. Durgan's got some space to carry. Down the right side, he'll gain the line. He'll stop at the point, feeds it into the slot. Knocked away by the Panthers. They'll float it back out to center. Swanson gloves it down, can't control, and then a hand pass called here against the Panthers and a face-off coming in their end. Lakeville North had another very good season last year, 21-7, losing in the section championship game to their biggest rival, Lakeville South. For the second year in a row, face-off win there by Rosemount. Ganser trying to pull it into the slot with a shot that's blocked right in front of him. Rosemount, though, holds the zone. Sharp angle shot again by Ganser, knocked down in front. Carried back behind the net, worked around the wall. Brought back out to the blue line, knocked down by Toll. He'll keep the zone for Rosemount. He'll work it around the boards. Pinching in from the right side is Hansen, moved into the middle of the ice there by the Irish, stripped away by Lakeville, and the Panthers will come back the other way into the offensive zone. Played along the end wall. Here's Arneson battling with Toll right into the side of the shot. They score! Bang, bang play, and Griffin Kranz gives Lakeville North the lead back again. A perfect pass from behind the net, center to Kranz, and it was in the net really before Rosemount could react. Griffin Kranz's second goal of the game, and his team leading fifth for Lakeville North. A beautiful pass, centering feed from behind the net on a backhander. Bang, bang, right into the slot. Kranz exactly where he needed to be, and really before Fisher could react, it was behind him, glove side. And just like that, Lakeville North So when you summarize, add everything up, Rosemount has just dominated everything now, in large part from their play in the second period. But Lakeville North has been able to put it in the net when they've needed to, and a penalty coming here against Lakeville. Another hard hit there, and really aggressive play, and hard physical play by Gavin Griffin for Lakeville, throwing a body check basically every Rosemount player he came into, and the Irish finally took exception to it, and some hard physical play. Gavin Griffin going to the box, but are they going to send anybody else for Rosemount? And Eli Lewis also going to the box. Hayden Connick going for Lakeville. So now the refs having a lengthy discussion about what things are going to end up being here. Given the fact there are two players in the box for Lakeville North, I would assume that means that Rosemount is going to have a power play looking to retie the game. Lakeville North with a 21-7 record last year. 12-14-1 for Rosemount last season. They had a very good start to the season. They started 9-5-1, the Irish did last year, but then the wheels fell off in the second half of the season. They went 3-9 to end the year. And they really struggled defensively in the home stretch last season. In that 3-9 stretch, in their 9 losses, they allowed over 4 goals a game. All 3 of their wins in that 3-9 stretch came by shutout. Face-off won by the Irish in the offensive zone. Toll gets tied up along the boards, able to fight through that and get it across. Hegarty at the top of the circle. He'll get it across, intercepted in front, and swept back down the other way by Lakeville North. Another power play chance here for Rosemount. They took their first lead of the game on a power play earlier in this period, and then all of a sudden, Lakeville North came back the other way and scored 2 quick goals to retake the lead. Hegarty down the left side. Back into the corner behind the net for Hans Hedlund. He'll work it quickly back to the top of the circle. Here's Toll. Back down to Hedlund. Moving it back out to Durgan. He gets it caught in his skates, and it slides back out to center, forcing the Irish to reset. Here's Hedlund, top of the circle. Moving it back over to Hegarty. He'll sweep it over. Durgan getting pressured, aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill here for Lakeville North. Fed into the slot, knocked down and poke checked into the corner and fired off the boards and down the rink by the Panthers with under a minute to go on the power play. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third period. 4-3 Lakeville North with the lead. Griffin Kranz, the player of the game so far for the Panthers, 2 goals. Scored the first goal less than a minute into the game and has the current go-ahead tally. Here are the Irish back out to the point for Toll. Toll fires it towards the goal that misses near side. Here's Josh Toll again. Younger brother of Jake. Back down low along the end wall. Comes free off the boards. Garrity trying to go top shelf from a sharp angle and snaring it. I thought he got a piece of it with the glove. Eigner did. Rosemount players thought they had scored, but the ref right on top of the play immediately waves it off. With 20 seconds to go on the power play for Rosemount, trailing 4-3 with 5:54 to go here in the third period. Fans Hockey Night in Minnesota is presented by Red Black League. Red Black Hockey, spring and fall leagues for high school boys and girls, fall leagues for bantam and peewee. Since 2014, Red Black has provided serious hockey players an opportunity to improve their game. Red Black Hockey, check them out at redblackhockey.com. Well, the ref's talking about things some more here. I don't know if we have a clock issue or if he's trying to give an explanation to the public address announcer about why that was a no goal a moment ago. Apologize, couldn't hear the public address there. Face-off outside the Lakeville zone is controlled by the Irish. They'll gain the line down the left wing with Hegarty. He'll stop, drops it back to Toll with a big slap shot on the one-timer, and coming out of the crease to snare that one was Eigner, and a face-off coming. Just 8 seconds remaining on the penalty to Gavin Griffin. Face-off controlled again. Toll has it back. He'll send it towards the net. It's deflected away by the stick of Tyler Arneson. Karam's into the far corner. Power play is over. Swept back down deep, but Hedlund in the offensive zone feeds over to Hegarty. Hegarty backhands it into the slot, trying to get back to Campbell, and Hegarty probably should have just taken the shot there. You're in pretty close. They're trying to make a perfect pass and ends up back the other way. Here's Hedlund, 2-on-3. Down the right wing into the offensive zone. Stick handling, trying to stick on past one man, stripped away from him and dumped into the corner. Campbell moves into the middle of the ice, steps in front of his man, slips off his stick, and Lakeville gets it back out to the point, but not out. Sable will drive it in deep again, behind the Panther goal, back behind the net. Here's Hegarty, sharp angle shot, trying to go top shelf from a tough angle and missed the net and goes out of play, and we'll have a stoppage. Lakeville North faces Lakeville South on December 13th. Next game for them. And Rosemount hosts Hermantown on December 16th. Face off to Eigner's right. Solik will take the draw. Controlled here by Rosemount. Ganser with a quick shot. That's deflected. It bounces into the far corner. Never got through to the net. And Lakeville will flip it back into the Rosemount zone. Icing waved off. Back to play it down low. Here is Sabo. Sabo stick handling out through center. Down the left wing into the offensive zone. He'll gain the line. Stick handling into the slot. Stripped away from him and then punched back out to center here by the Panthers. Momentum and the energy kind of taken onto the building after Rosemount failed to score on that power play. Things were really rocking here at the Rosemount Community Center at the end of the second period and after The Irish took their first lead of the game earlier in this period, but Lakeville North with a great response on the road to score 2 quick goals to retake the lead. Jake Toll will fire towards the goal. That's blocked away and caroms into the far corner again. And it's picked up here by Foley for the Panthers. He'll fire it across and stripped away. Parker Schultz down the right side. Schultz with a shot. That one deflected and goes wide. A nice job there coming into the play and diving to break that one up was Lucas Solik for Rosemount. And Schultz didn't get much on that one. Here's Josh Toll with a shot from the left circle that just skips wide of the pipe of the Panther net. Lakeville North has it back. They'll fire it back out to center. Swanson sweeps it across the rink. Jake Toll back to play it. Gets tied up in the corner, battling with Moline. Puck comes free back on the Rosemount net, nudged up the near side wall. Trying to get it back out to center. Here is Josh Toll. Turned over, dumped back in on goal by the Panthers. Pass up the left side off the mark. As Rosemount hurrying their passes a little bit here. We're getting into crunch time. 3 minutes to go in the third period. Lakeville North still with a one goal lead. Coming out through center down the right side with some space to carry into the offensive zone is Nia. He'll gain the blue line, then runs into 3 Rosemount players, loses the puck. Irish move it up the left side into the offensive zone. Here's Hedlund getting hassled by Niggling. Push back out to center. Here's Tyler Arneson. Over for Hegarty, stripped away by Arneson. Arneson bumps into Redka. Redka up the wall, but Josh Wolf will drive it back in deep. Arneson goes down to the ice, holds onto the puck. Strong skating effort down deep in the offensive zone by Tyler Arneson for Lakeville North to keep the puck as far away from his own net as possible here in the last couple of minutes of the third period. Holding back behind his net is Riker Sabo. Kicked into the corner as the Irish definitely discombobulated here late in the third period. Puck comes free into the slot. Brought forward by Hegarty. Hegarty sidesteps Griffin Crans into the zone. Hegarty up high in the zone, gets it over to Toll, coming down the right wing. Toll has it kicked away and driven down the rink by the Panthers, and an icing call with 1:51 to go here in the third period. 4-3, Lakeville North with the lead. Hockey Night in Minnesota presented by St. Cloud State University. Explore ideas, seek out unique perspectives, and embrace new challenges. Unleash possibilities. Learn more at stcloudstate.edu. Timeout being called here for the face-off coming in the Lakeville North end. Rosemount using their timeout, trying to draw something up. And does Ricky Sainty pull the goaltender? It does not appear that he's going to yet, as Tristan Fisher is backing up into his net. Does Rosemount choose to pull him if they win this face-off in the offensive zone and try to set something up? Or do they wait a little while longer? But Fisher for sure is going to start this play in his net. And he's right now is in the crease. He's not even, in between the circles or up near the blue line. And now he is going to come off. Probably a little bit of coaching gamesmanship there. Trying to make Jake Taylor, the Lakeville North coach, think you're going to keep the goaltender in the net as long as possible. Extra attacker out for Rosemount. 1:48 to go. Worked around the boards. Durgan trying to hold it in along the boards. Back down low and into the corner. Played here. Lottis gets it back out to Durgan. Durgan with a wrist shot. Knocked out in front. Cleared up the middle in between the defensemen and back into the Rosemount zone. Toll rushing back to get to it. Working it over to Durgan. Durgan up to Lotus. Rosemount into the attacking zone. Hedlund down the left wing. Has it behind the nets on the backhand. Hedlund keeping it into the zone here. The Irish able to just keep it inside the zone. Hegarty up high. Over for Hedlund with a one-timer. Knocked out in front. Pinballs around off several players. There was some daylight there to shoot at, but a lot of traffic in front. And Lakeville will fire towards the goal, and they'll just miss the net. And an icing call against the Panthers with 1:06 to go. Obviously, when you've got the empty net to shoot at, if you miss in an even strength situation, obviously you're going to end up icing the puck a lot of the time. That's the risk you end up taking. So another faceoff coming back in the Panther end. Hedlund will take the draw, top line out for Rosemount. They've already used their timeout, so they can't use it again, obviously, to try to give those guys a breather. Back down deep in the Panther zone. Under a minute to go. Haggerty trying to dig it free. Campbell sweeps it back to the point. Toll, he'll throw it towards the goal. That's deflected in front. They got a piece of it in front, but it caroms into the corner. Caden Haggerty for Rosemount. Back out to the point for Durgan. Over for Toll with a one-timer. That one missed the net. Kind of a knuckling shot that goes wide. 40 seconds to go here in the regulation. Durgan, Rosemount, he'll float it towards the goal. Knocked down in front by Lakeville. Toll comes towards the net. His shot is knocked down and caroms over to the near side. Under 30 seconds to go. Hedlund sweeps it into the slot. That goes off the skate of Lotus in front and down the rink. And another icing call here against Lakeville North with 21.6 seconds to go. In the third period, the Panthers still with a 4-3 lead. Still the empty net for Rosemount. Puck tied up in the faceoff circle. Kicked into the corner. Worked around the boards by Gavin Griffin for Lakeville. Kept in at the point by Toll. He'll sweep it across. Comes right back over to Griffin. He'll just bank it off the glass. And back into the Rosemount zone. Icing again, but just 6 seconds to go. Not a lot of time left to do anything, but if you get a clean faceoff win, you can have one good chance. We saw a face-off win in the first period, less than 30 seconds into the game, lead to a goal for Lakeville North. And right now, Rosemount needs the same thing. Durgan right behind Hans Hedlund for Rosemount. Hedlund taking the draw for the Irish against, I believe, Wolf for the Panthers. They went over for Toll. He swings and misses on the shot. Turnaround shot from the circle. Knocked down in front. Kick back out to center. And Lakeville North is going to hold on for a 4-3 win on the road at the Rosemount Community Center. And the Panthers will mob their goaltender, Van Eigner, who gets his first win in his first start of the season here this evening. So let's go through the scoring recap really quickly. Lakeville North got 2 goals in the first period from Griffin Kranz and Wyatt Albrecht. Then Rosemount dominated the second period, getting goals from Hans Hedlund and Jake Toll to tie the game. The Irish would take the lead early in the third period on a goal by Caden Campbell, but then 2 quick goals in response by Hayden Connick and Griffin Kranz for Lakeville North proved to complete the scoring and end up finishing the scoring. Griffin Kranz with the game winner here tonight. A centering pass from behind the goal to Kranz in the slot. A perfect pass, and he handled it cleanly and buried it. And that was the game winner from the slot here this evening for the Lakeville North Panthers. Griffin Kranz definitely the player of the game for Lakeville North here this afternoon. So that's it for me from the Rosemount Community Center. Thank you to all of you tuned in tonight. Thank you to Matt Harrington for producing and for Todd for running the camera for tonight's action in the Kare 11 MNHockeyTV Minnesota Game of the Week and Hockey Night in Minnesota. This is Jeff Brown signing off. 4-3 win for Lakeville North over the Rosemount Irish. Have a good rest of your Saturday evening, and we'll catch you next time on MNHockeyTV.